Hey, y'all, come on in. We're going back to the 90s today.
With the help of Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why? Come on in the live chat. Meet the Wiv Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, Marcus picked this out from Dua, and we wanted to make sure to show you this one. Chocolat, leche, and vanille cigarillo. Here are the scent notes. Butter, dark chocolate, praline, milk, vanilla, tobacco, smoked notes, sandalwood, and musk.
Y'all, this is my favorite new bedtime scent. The chocolate? Oh, no. It's not like Dork from Denton Magic in the wet shaving store. It is a subtle wisp of the top of your chocolate milk when you were little, maybe even a little salt in it, and then a cigarillo unlit over there in the box. And the intensity's about 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. Phenomenal. I don't know if I'm a fan of the fact that AI helped come up with this. Yep. This is their new series, but I love this scent, y'all. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is a Stirling Mini that's an homage to Polo Sport.
One of the most iconic aftershaves of the 90s. Let's meet it. All right, y'all, so Stirling Soap Company does a little reconnaissance around the holidays. They release a line of about 9 different soaps in a 3-ounce size with a smaller splash to see what the community thinks if they want a full-size line someday or not. And this is one of those Black Friday releases from 2024. It's our goal to be done with all of them by the time Black Friday 2025 hits.
Straight from the 90s and into your veins, based on the original blue bottle of Polo Sport. So turn off GoldenEye on the N64, strap on your JNCOs and your Fossil watch. Load up your 6-disc changer in the trunk of your Honda, douse yourself in this, and head to the mall. It's going to be a great night.
Oh, if only I had a DeLorean, this is what we'd be doing today. The scent has top notes of mint, aldehydes, lavender, bergamot, mandarin, lemon, artemisia, and neroli. Those are just the tops, y'all. In the middle is seagrass, ginger, jasmine, geranium, cyclamen, rosewood, and rose. The base notes, musk, sandalwood, cedar, guaiac wood, and amber. Now, let's have a grown-up conversation. Ralph Lauren is not a niche artisan, so when he comes up with a new aftershave, they are crossing their fingers and making enough product to cover the globe. So they are pretty darn sure it's a banger of bangers before it gets released. And if this is the scent from the 90s that I remember, I'm surprised that only one other soap company, Wet the Face Donald Younger, has done an homage to this classic. But y'all, get out your soccer balls, footballs, baseballs, and bats. We're going to take this out of the box.
I guess I'll do the unboxing since someone's a little comfortable.
She's taking her morning nap.
Is this the same blue that was on that bottle? I don't know.
Looks like it. That's beautiful. Lovely royal blue. Oh, y'all, you did not see Noble Man. That used to be called something else, but it's a creed, so they had to rename it. And you did not see Destination Unknown and Stirling 1. Those are for upcoming episodes.
Oh, but you did see this lovely blue on Stirling Sport.
Oh, and these are our perfect friends ready for a perfect first impression. Polo green, polo black, polo red. But for me, this is the OG. This is our champion. I am happy we have saved this for the 4th one.
I don't know if I knew anyone that actually wore this, but I think just walking through an actual mall, you would have found whiffs of it in the 100%. Magazines, you know, like in the little slip in the middle. I'm sure this is going to bring back some memories.
Did you ever walk past an arcade in the 90s? Guaranteed you smelled this coming out of it.
I have a feeling even like movie theaters, you know, when you would sit in and people would be on dates, they would just put this all over. I'm sure it's going to bring back
take it
nostalgia.
In. Here we go.
All right, here's our pour for our little mini guy. Here we go.
I loved he mentioned GoldenEye. We'll get back to that.
Okay, I think I recognize it
Yeah?
for sure, but it's actually way more enjoyable than I was expecting. I was preparing myself for like, when you would overload it in the 90s, that'd be like a little too much. It definitely has the aquatic side to it.
Right.
And I get why they're throwing in sports. Like I see the color blue undeniably. There's something a little more energizing and a little more in your face about this scent. It's vibrant. For sure. It's a fun thing to look back now on the 90s because at the time, this was the type of scent that were out in the 90s. If you were going to be wearing something, you wanted people to know. Now I feel like we have a little more nuance and different things, but this is not over the top masculine.
Gotcha.
I know it was made for the dudes,
Right.
but there's something in this, smelling it now, that I feel like, at least out of the soap here, is a little bit more crowd pleasing than I remembered it initially being.
Right. I feel like this was there to kind of pull against what British or English leather was doing. I forget the real name.
But going against like the Stirling green or the polo green,
Right.
this was a totally younger, different type of scent. So it had its place in the 90s for sure.
And it's funny, in the early 90s, everything got a sports branding. This was a line of Walkmans and cameras from Sony, all given this like yellow hard body, take it out on the trail, be sporty with it kind of thing. The scents were like that. The breakfast cereals were like that. So for some reason in the early 90s, everybody was getting their sport on and polo was not going to be left behind.
I'm actually glad that you read the scent notes earlier because there are so many on that list. Like my brain is trying to narrow in on like one or two, and it's really darn hard. Like I even remember you reading seagrass and my brain's like, I don't know what that is, but the marine notes are in here, but they're beautiful, but they're in here.
Right.
And it had more of like rosewood and wood. And there's stuff in here that are kind of a little deeper,
Right.
but still super pretty somehow.
Yeah, you rarely see rosewood and rose together in the same scent. And sometimes the more ingredients, the harder it is to tell what's in that soup. You know what I mean?
I'm still trying to figure out what's making me actually see like a blue color. Cause I know it's blue and I know we say Stirling Sport and the bottle was blue, but like I'm actually getting from the scents themselves like a blue color in mind. So I'm not exactly sure how those aquatic-y sides are coming through. To me, it should be like if an orange could be the color of blue. Like there's something that's making the aquatic-y thing here, which usually is done with a citrus or something brighter.
Right.
But there's something in the middle of this that's really more potent than I
Yes.
remember. And I
Right.
think it's the combo of how the scents are coming together. I don't think it's any one scent notes that's just taking over.
Right.
But it's magic how they're blending together. You can tell that this is from a fine perfumery, the way that they're all blended together, which is interesting because again, back in the day when they would fall out of magazines or whatever and you'd get a whiff, I was too young in the 90s to really know the magic of how that was happening. But now, looking back on how this scent is being created, it's actually pretty impressive.
Right.
It really is still valid today, which is funny because I thought jumping in, throwing it back to the 90s, like if you smell this on a shelf today, I still feel like it could have a place.
This is kind of like a classic song from the 90s, I think. When you hear it, you can still get down.
Like I seriously wonder if you would have put this under my nose and hadn't said that this is a throwback to something from the 90s, because I don't think I really had it myself, but it was familiar enough.
Right.
I really am curious what I would say. Like, I just so impressive that I actually am enjoying this more. I was bracing myself to be like, all right, be ready, back to high school, kind of said, but it actually has super fun, pretty sides to this.
Nice. Does it have a spine? Are there any particular notes that jump out? Is it citrusy, floral? What are we looking at?
It keeps switching. When my brain is like, okay, I think I get a masculine white kind of floral thing. And then when I go back to smell for the floral, then it switches. And then I'm like, no, it's a citrus. But then it flips and the marine notes, the aquatic-y side comes out. So I have a very hard time nailing this down, which I think is what's super fun about this scent.
Well, weren't the 90s kind of like that anyway? Like, if you lived through them, what were the 90s like? Everything.
But can't you just picture the attire? Like everything, like what you wore had fun vibrancy to it, or you had a style was like so big in the 90s.
I just see those cups from Costco. The only sad thing about the Black Friday ones is when you love them. And there's going to be some that you really do. There's no full line yet. You got to call Rod and bug him. All right, here we go. I'm taking this in. Ralph Lauren, Golden Eye, all in a golden afternoon. All right.
Those disc changers, man.
Oh! There's a lot going on in this.
Right.
Y'all, hold on.
Right? It is not just a teenage scent from the 90s, man.
Wow. Well, sometimes when you see a giant list of scent notes, there's a point of diminishing returns where the more you keep adding, the less identity it has. Y'all, I can totally tell that this is at the very top of that curve. Whoa. Okay, hold on. The vision my brain got was like clean in the middle, but then you take the intensity on that clean and you turn it up and up and up. My brain got the Watchman from Zingari Man, which is where I go when I need the ultimate clean scent. That is this too. And you are so right. It is somehow where aquatic meets the world's most beautiful clean laundry. For me, right there in the middle. Oh, this is not sport. This is after a day of sports and after 3 consecutive long showers.
Like my brain gets the color of the blue Slurpee, but that's the
100%.
90s for me.
Right.
I don't know.
There's no raspberry in this, but I totally get what you mean. It's like an electric color. Whoa. Bracing is the word that I get. Imagine something almost as cool as menthol without being menthol. That's what this gives me. A beautiful icy blast. Those were a big thing too in the early 90s. There was an icy blast everything. Oh, it's like crowd pleasing that doubles back on itself and then comes back and starts turning up that identity. Y'all, this is the kind of scent you can bury me in. You know what I mean? This is like that iconic. I for sure knew 12 guys that wore this.
But you know, like how even if I go to Target right now, the attire from the 90s is making a comeback. Like there's something about this scent that really feels like it could work right now.
This is the scent soundtrack to one of my happiest decades. And y'all, GoldenEye, do you know why that made a splash in the video game world? It was the first video game where when you were shooting at guys and you shot them in the arm, they grabbed their arm. If you shot them in the butt, they grabbed their butt. And the denouement was if you got a great headshot, the game showed it, and a whole army of moms got really pissed. But if you can't shoot spies in the head from 100 yards away, are you really playing video games?
I mean, that is 007 vibes,
right? I mean, before that, whenever you hit an enemy on a video game, it just went, bah. There was no designation as to like where you hit him, but now the gloves were off. You could sneak up behind guys. It was a whole thing. You put in the comments.
I feel like I missed out, man.
It was the reason to buy an N64. It just makes me happy.
Right? Like, I feel like I'm back in the 90s having fun. The vibrancy is turned up, man.
Rod, along with Apple Waffle, I think this might get our vote from the 2024 Black Friday so far. This is exceptional. And y'all, the intensity is beautiful. And the quality. This is not a color copy you're looking at from 20 feet. I am definitely getting shades of the original in this.
It's funny. It was the one I least expected to enjoy the most. I don't know why, because I thought I knew it. But now smelling it here, I'm like, I guess I didn't.
And I think if you're going to talk about foundations, this kind of stands on the shoulders, well, of like Stirling's Cool Blue, of like the Floyd Blue scent. But it's had all the patchouli. It's had all the, anything that was under the surface that was a little bit squinchy or a little bit pokey has been taken out. And everything in this is just a bright baby blue sunrise.
It's funny because that scent note list had like a perfumer's list. It wasn't just things you knew.
It's Ralph Lauren. Generally, when something is called sport, it's there to cover a sin. It's there because you've been sweating and it just needs to kind of fix you up for the next couple of hours. This is way different. This is a personality set. This is a costume set. When you put this on, you are cooler than you are.
I think I thought this, because it had sport in it, was going to be more like an Axe body spray level.
Right.
For some reason,
Me too.
in my mind, like prep for the 90s, like that was why it was ingrained in me. But now that I'm smelling this, I'm like, oh, those are not even anywhere close.
Axe body sprays have the distinction of the very first whiff being, and then every subsequent whiff, it gets worse.
It does the reverse dry down.
Until your 1000th whiff and you're like, would you please get that the out of here? Some soaps do. Put it in the comments. Some soaps make me laugh. Some make me smile. Y'all, sometimes when I grab Space Nog in the middle of July, I say bad words. They're that good.
They are.
What are you supposed
to do? It's just a reflex. It just spills out.
Golly gee willikers? No.
So can you try to find the spine of this? You'd ask me. I feel like you need to have that same challenge, my friend.
Well, I have written to Rod. I've asked him for a list of scent notes, and he put them in our email box. Let's take a look. All right, y'all, back to the email from Stirling Soap. This scent has top notes of...
So this is exactly why you like it, because the first note is mint.
Hello, I'm surprised she didn't wake up yet.
Right? Aldehydes.
Could be anything.
Lavender, this is where it cleans up. Bergamot, mandarin, lemon.
And that is your perfect, beautiful citrus fruit salad that is not too bossy on top. It's just giving a sense of clean. I'm not getting a sense of citrus in this. This is where the scent notes kind of pick up of the things I really am getting. We're going to start with Artemisia and Neroli. Beautiful. How are you getting the orange blossom?
It's interesting because I thought, at least first whiff, I thought all these citruses and the neroli and that kind of stuff were going to make it be the aquatic on its own.
Right.
But it doesn't. It just hints at that bright, clean side. The rest of this is where it gets more in that lane.
And the neroli is what's giving this a beautiful sense of a clean soapiness in the middle. And then we're going to go out to sea with these middle notes. In the middle are...
seagrass, ginger, jasmine, geranium, cyclamen, rosewood, and rose.
Okay, y'all, so we're going to work backwards. I do get a tiny hint of rose, and it's somewhere between the actual rose that you remember from your grandma's garden and that red jewelry box you bought for your mom when you were 6, right, at Pick and Save for Christmas, and it had like an artificial rose scent to it, but somehow it was beautiful and rich and nostalgic. Those two kind of come together for me. Maybe it's the rosewood that's helping with that. And then backing up the cyclamen, the geranium and jasmine, these beautiful florals that do sit gently in the middle without having to burst forth and be their own personality. And then how are you getting the seagrass?
I think it's just, to me, helping the citruses become more of a marine note. It's just a suggestion, but that's all you need to add that fun kind of neon bright blue for me.
Right. Do you get the ginger?
Not as much as I would think. I can tell it's there because I think my brain starts to picture some of these lighter florals as a cleaner wood somehow.
Right. And speaking of clean wood, here is the stage that these are dancing on. We're going to start with musk, which I kind of sense is a clean laundry musk. I'm not getting a lot of civet in here. Sandalwood, cedar, guaiac wood. Well, those are your three amigos.
Yep.
And then amber, just to give this a little tiny bit of a barbershop-y maybe powder hit you on the butt on the way out. This is gorgeous. You know, I don't know if we can proclaim something like this in our masterpiece collection. I think our masterpiece collection are original scents. If I think about it so far, I think
you're right.
Any of our masterpieces are homages. Well, really, because we'd be declaring a masterpiece that happened in the early 90s. So maybe we need a little bit of a different award for something like this. Maybe an homage to a masterpiece.
It's interesting because we know it's a crowd pleaser already because it had its moment. That category doesn't work. I mean, it still does, but not in the same way.
Right.
But I almost feel like, not like we need a history one, but like a legend one. Like clearly it had its moment already, but it still stands.
And it's educative. It's really important to know this scent so you can see the progression from the Floyd Blues into this, into the Creeds, into the Tom Fords, and into what's happening now.
So it's interesting. If I were to take a list of the scent notes of the top and put them all in a row, then the mids in a row, and then the base in a row, I feel like the top 3 on this side match, then the middle 3 come to, like, so everything in each tier has a buddy it matches to as you take a whiff.
Right. I was just saying I need to buy myself another Stirling brush because that little $12 stubby one that I have is just about my favorite in the entire wet shaving world, tied with the Atomic Rocket from PAA. This is Sarah's new Stirling brush. Y'all, I love this thing. It's a little softer than I thought it would be, but it's got a nice backbone to it. I'm enjoying that one.
And I really, actually, I mean, it kind of almost feels like it could be a cashmere knot. Like it just has that softness to it, but the backbone is still there. And the splay for ladies when we're trying to do our whole darn legs, this is actually very nice.
So you know how we do this. We kind of approximate a tub load in our bowl by making a flat surface of the soap on one side of these loving octopus arms in our KUN abalone bowl. 9 abalone had to die to make this bowl.
I think this one's going to be a fun one to add water because if we're both thinking this is more the aquatic side, adding a little water is probably going to help.
Y'all, this is just miraculous. The vibes I'm getting off that already.
It's actually fun. We can have new memories with this that neither of us really wore or knew someone close to us wearing this that much. So it's kind of new in its own way.
I wore chaps when I was in high school. You were a Donna Karen apple.
All right, we're taking the dry brush and going one direction, trying to get the soap on all those bristles, and then going the other direction. And once it feels like it's not actually soaking up any more of that soap, you turn your brush 25% and go again.
Pro move.
Keep digging into those little octopus arms, as our friend Melinda would call them. Getting into all those little grooves here. And spin it again.
Oh, I am getting waves of those aquatic notes all the way over here, and they are beautiful. Our apologies. We didn't realize that Stirling Red Eye was named Red Eye because there's coffee in Polo Red. And there's a famous drink called the Red Eye you can get at Starbucks if it's 8 o'clock at night and you still have 12 hours to drive.
I used to do that when I would work grad nights, and I'd have to work normal day shift, then go and work the grad night catering gig. Those ones help.
Remember Disneyland grad nights in the 90s? I never heard good stories come back from those grad nights.
I was really glad that I chose to do a dance competition instead of going to mine. Mine was the trip where all 6 buses broke down on the Grapevine. They didn't even make it to grad night. They had to wait for other buses to come rescue them.
My dad said you can either go to grad night or the California Funeral Directors Association is having their 1994 convention in June at the Disneyland Hotel. That was a no-brainer. It was me and a ton of tall introverts in nice suits and shoes. 5 hearses parked in the lobby of the Disneyland Hotel. I am not kidding. It was weird. People thought it was a Haunted Mansion event. We had to be like, no.
All right, you ready to do a comparison of this? Things are shifting.
Sure am. All right, y'all. So this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Super Nintendo or N64 whip. On 3, 1, 2. Holy crap, you guys. I like this better every time I smell it. Oh.
Yeah, things happened over there.
Oh. A little bit more sandy, a little spread out in between the layers.
Those lighter woodsy sides actually really, and met with the musky kind of thing happening.
The florals are jumping out. The citruses are a little bit more prominent in the high notes.
It's less blue for me here. I wouldn't say it's less aquatic necessarily, but the blue side isn't as potent.
This is magic. I know that for the last 2 years, we've been identifying our aquatics. But I think this is kind of where it starts. I think this is kind of like the OG.
But like making aquatic mainstream somehow.
Right. If this got any spicier, it would be a little too spicy. Are you sensing that? It is the perfect pinnacle of where to leave off with those scent notes.
Right? Even the few that we read, I didn't think would be as prominent as they are, at least in the lather now.
And I know we never talk about lather here in the Barbershop Duet. But y'all, there is a reason guys have written songs about Stirling soap. Are you ready for a little of this on your moneymaker? I want to see if there's a little bit of a cooling effect. Look at this, y'all. You can see the tracks of the bristles. Ooh.
It's like 3D, man. I can feel it.
On a dry moneymaker. Look at this lather.
Okay, this scent is really gotten me in the mood for summer. I'm actually glad we waited to open this.
I thought she was going another way with it. Before I make another joke, we'd better go deeper. This is my sad face. You know what is my sad face?
There's only this much?
There's only 2 ounces of this in here. And I know I can go get some of the original. I know. But here's the thing. Rod and Mandy have such amazing noses when it comes to these homages. Most of us who have tried Haverford and also smelled Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille know that Haverford is better. Rod gets all aw shucks when you tell him that, but he knows it's true.
I'm curious how close this is going to be.
I am too. All right, here we go. Just a few drops.
Yeah, this
I want to
pours out quickly.
savor this. Okay, here we go. And l'chaim.
Woo, Lanny Red.
Whoa! Ah, the lemon hits me first. The citrus washes over you as it begins its dry down. Oh, this is beautiful.
I'm waiting for it to dry down a little bit more because right now when it first hit me, I was like, this is not as masculine as I was thinking.
You know what I just got, boys? The mint. The mint is here in the middle. And ladies, the florals are unreal.
I'm actually getting the seagrass now. Like something in here, I was like, am I on the ocean for a second? No, it's the seagrass.
Right, you know, generally when you see a long list of scent notes, you're like, okay, I guess, sure, maybe. But with this, every single one is writing a check that it cashes in the final blend.
It's spreading out the more it dries down too, which is kind of fun. Like earlier, it was all like smashed together in the middle. I couldn't figure it out. Right. This is like spreading out. I can get more of the layers of all those scent notes.
There is just something theme parky and fun in the middle of this for me, like heading out for a school trip in the summer in the 90s.
And that's why I think when we look back at the 90s, we remember all the fun, vibrancy, and different cool things. There's somehow that's trapped in the scent here. I don't know how, but it's clearly working. We can't stop smiling.
She's not wrong. And y'all, this is not like a Larry Dallas from Three's Company scent. This is not like a guy on the prowl scent, which is why I like they named it Polo Sport. This is just somebody that's going to go out and play football. This is just somebody that's going to go out on the beach and throw the frisbee around. That's what this smells like. Just fun and adventure.
I'm glad you said that because I really don't get that like douchey guy that I was assuming I was going to get. I don't know why that was ingrained in my mind, but I just thought somebody that would have worn this back in the 90s was that person. And it's not. Right. They just liked how they wanted to smell good and look nice and have a good time.
That's Axe body spray. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be James Bond, wandering around inside of a Nintendo 64. And when you see that sniper in the window of that farmhouse across the way, you take aim, you zoom in, you pull the trigger. Well, for the first time in video game history, you are going to get your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, y'all, I've had my shave with Stirling Sport. You know what I have figured out about Polo Sport in the last few weeks that I've been getting to know this? If you were alive in the 80s and 90s and you went anywhere and saw anything labeled sport, it was in some shape or form an homage to this OG champion. Beautiful, spicy, herby, clean, and indeed as sporty as they come. Rod, Mandy, I would love this in a full set, and I'm pretty sure the community would too. Welcome to Messages.
So for our August giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Ariana and Evan.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first September episode to see if it's you who are our lucky winner.
Best of luck. Well, I feel like we were both schooled on this one. I don't know why, out of all of the ones in the box, I thought this was going to be the one, not that we liked the least, but that just wasn't going to hit us over the head, and boy, has it.
And what's cool about this, y'all, sometimes when you are experiencing one of the happiest times of your life, you don't realize that there are scents that go along with it, that are wrapped up, locked in that box with those memories. And sometimes, if the homage is good enough, it can open that lock. I remember what music I was listening to when I first smelled this. I remember what classes I was taking. I remember the dashboard of the old Ford that I was driving. Y'all, there is so much that can come rushing back with scents when they are done right. Rod and Mandy, thank you for always doing it right and always knowing how to unlock my best memories.
I feel like this one just fell into our lap. It's the perfect one to get us ready for summer and just to turn up the fun somehow. So I am so happy we can add this one to our day.
And it is our vote for a 2025 full-size release if you could possibly see through to doing that for us, Rod and Mandy. We'd appreciate it.
Yes, don't forget your next appointment, the Barbershop Duet.
Woo! You'll smell better just watching this.